gonna take on the world. Standing tall, we gotta make it our own. No waiting around. Winners will never look down. No one can stop us, we got it. The future is right in our hands. Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world. Yeah, we gotta move. Speaking the truth. Yeah, paying our dues. We making the news. Yeah, we hitting the roof. No, we don't wanna lose. Climbing and shaking the walls. We gotta break all the rules.
What's up, everybody? It is July 11th. We're still in the off season for the NFL, but we're coming at you again. The Jaguars Fan Battle Podcast, a member of the Fan Battle Sports Network. I'm your host, Matthew G, joined by my co-host, Cody Cold Gaming. What's up, man?
Hey man, how's it going? I thought we fixed the intro.
We're fixing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
What he's talking about is we have a whole new logo. We've changed our branding, and part of that branding is the intro in the video. So that's kind of one of the last things that we got to get uploaded here. But yeah, be sure to check out all of our socials. You'll see all the cool branding that we have out, and other cool videos.
Yeah, it looks cool.
So, but let's get down to the nitty gritty. You know, as Jason Derulo says, skip the foreplay. Yay.
It's Jason Derulo.
You don't know Jason Derulo?
No.
Oh no. Okay. Well, look him up after the show.
Okay.
What is he?
Like is it a pop singer or something?
Yeah, like R&B.
That sounds like a pop singer name.
Yeah. I think he's pretty good. He's super catchy, which I guess that's the point of it. But
right.
With it again, everybody's listening, watching, with it being off season, July 11th, there's not a whole lot going on. So we'll cover a little bit some of the transactions that have happened this past week, and then we'll dive into some pretty cool stuff. We'll go over some articles that have been written across the national media and their thoughts on the Jaguars and where they are as far as I guess strength and whatnot. So first order business, the tight end room shakeup. If you've been living under a rock, the Jacksonville Jaguars have signed Doug Peterson's son, Josh Peterson, into the tight end room. Josh Peterson comes by way of the United States Football League. I think that's what they call it, right? I assume that's what it is. United Sports Football League. I don't know.
Right. There's so many Canadian teams that might as well be like, Yeah. Anyway. I'm thinking of CFL.
Yeah, you're right. The CFL, which I think is a little bit. I'd say that they're more well established, so the caliber of play is probably a little bit better there. But no, he played for the Houston Gamblers this past season. He was the number 2 pass catching offensive weapon on the team at the end of the year. They just released him last week in anticipation of him signing with an NFL team, and that's pretty cool to see because that's what these other leagues are, or what they hope to be, essentially farm teams or feeder teams for the NFL. And this potentially could be a success story. Josh Peterson, he's had some success. In college, he played 4 years at University of Louisiana Monroe, I believe is what it was. Yep. I think his junior season he made first conference team, and then his senior year he made second team all conference. And I think he ended up with a little over 1,000 catching yards, and then I can't remember I think 10 touchdowns. So he was serviceable. I mean, he wasn't, then obviously wasn't like one of the top tight ends in the country, but he was all right. He went undrafted. I believe the 49ers picked him up the first year, and then he's kind of just been picked up each offseason by a team and then let go before the regular season started. So here's to hoping maybe that changes for him.
Yeah, he was on the Chiefs before he went to the USFL. Yeah,
I think I want to say he's been on 3 or 4 different franchises, but
that's cool, man. He's got some like Andy Reid in him.
I'll take it.
And then Doug's got, he's part of that branch of coaching. So
the Jags let go of all famous, what's his name? Leonard Taylor. Leonard Taylor was the tight ends that the Jaguars released to make room for Josh Peterson. So I don't know. It's kind of crowded in there. Evan Ingram, obviously, hopefully once he either signs the tender or a contract extension, he'll obviously be the number one tight end. I think Britton Strange will slide into that second spot. And then we
What
still
day
have
was that? Like, it was like the 17th or something that he had to get that done by.
Yeah, I think it's at the end of this week.
Yeah,
I believe, or I guess the beginning of next week. So next week's show, Tuesday at 8, we'll be covering hopefully a contract extension for him. Now he could still sign the franchise tender, and they could figure out a contract afterwards. But let's hope they figure out the long-term answer before the season starts. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm not holding my breath. We got Evan Ingram, Britton Strange. For the few times he's run around in his underwear on the field, they say he's done pretty well. And like I said, Luke Farrell and Garrett Prince are there. So it's a long shot, but if he makes it, that means he's pretty good, or he's got someone rooting for him. That matters.
Yeah. So we picked up Anton Harrison, with our first draft pick, and then Britton Strange was next, right? And the first pick of like the second round for the Jaguars.
That is correct.
So with picking up Anton Harrison, it was because of the Cam issue. And so with the Britton Strange pick, it kind of made me feel like they were worried about Evan staying on board. So they're just trying to grab somebody to fill that gap without having to go to like free agency or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. And then with Josh Peterson being signed, it still feels that way, and just a little bit more now. So just to have some sort of depth in that position.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I really don't think he has a good shot of making the team, because say Evan Ingram, something happens with him, Britton Strange obviously will probably be the next man up, but then Luke Farrell is still on the roster.
Right.
He was our 5th round pick in 2021 out of Ohio State. So
yeah,
he's got a battle for sure, but
right.
You never know. So
it would be cool, like a storyline, ESPN, 100 kind of thing, moment, whatever. If he was,
that would
even get to the second string. So
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So other news. I don't know if you want to take this, Cody. Training camp. The Jacksonville Jaguars released their training camp dates, including the dates that are open to the public.
So Miller Electric Stadium is opened up officially.
What does that mean?
And that is the practice facility. And I had the dates saved on here. There it is. So Wednesday, July 26th is going to be open training camp dates. You can go on the Jaguars page or your app and get a ticket. It only lets you get one. I only got one. So I tried to get one for Saturday, and the app was giving me problems. So I said, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm going to go to the first one on Wednesday. So I got a ticket for that, and I'm excited, man.
Nice.
Yeah. It's really cool because we're training at Episcopal, for the last couple of seasons. So to them actually have like a practice facility and actually have like, the public being able to go out there and see them practice. And then there's shade on top of that. So yeah, I seen an awning and I was like, oh my God, I'm excited for this.
That's a game changer for the fans, at least.
For sure.
Real quick, Nika, I missed this comment. So Nika, for those that are watching this after the live, Nika commented from YouTube saying, well, first she said the 145th pick, very specific, right? Next she says, I got to announce his name, so I have a vested interest. So that's cool.
Yeah, she's the number one fan for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and I think that's why she got to announce it. So that's super cool. So now I have a vested interest because Nika's pretty awesome. So
yeah, she is.
Let's go. Sorry, go back to the newfound shade at the Miller Electric.
I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just exciting. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't wait to personally go there and because it's not that far away from the players either, so it's going to be like right there. But yeah,
cool. I obviously won't be able to make any of them, but I mean, I might. I'll try. I don't have my hopes up for that though. So, all right.
Yeah, you gotta get out of Tennessee, man. Come back home.
I gotta spread the Jaguar seed. Little
far and wide.
Jaguars communities.
Yeah. There's Jaguar fans all over the place, dude. I've been surprised, like seeing Jaguar jerseys, like as I travel across places. Seen one in Ireland, which was pretty dope.
See, now that I'm not super surprised about that, I'd be more surprised to see one in like Montana more than Ireland, just because we do have a bit of a presence over in the UK.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, cool. Yeah, again, everybody, there really wasn't much to talk about with it being the off season and like the armpit of the off season where there's just nothing going on. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go over some neat articles that were written by some national media outlets.
Can you give a second for this comment?
Oh, dude, I keep forgetting the comments. Nika says, I'll definitely be out there Thursday and Friday, maybe Wednesday.
If you're there Wednesday, man, find me. Or I'll try to find you.
And then you guys can go live from there. We'll get on the location.
Yeah.
I'm on location here.
We are live. I don't like TikTokers, like the newest generation or whatever of like people that always have their phone out when they're trying to experience something for the first time. And it's like, I now have to do that for the Jaguars when I didn't have to do it before. Like I could have just enjoyed it as a fan.
Yeah.
So I had my phone out during draft day and I had my phone out when the kick went up against the Chargers when we won.
Yeah.
So now it's just like I'm that guy now, and it feels a little strange, but I guess somebody has to do it for sure.
I'm at an age now where like so I try to find that balance, right? I'd say like before I just whip my phone out and would just record and take pictures of everything. But then everyone knows it's different when you're actually watching with your eyes and not through a lens, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But you have to find that balance because especially with having kids, there's nothing better than like, my kids are a little bit older now. And so when I go back and see videos or pictures of them when they were 3 that I completely forgot about, like I'm so grateful that I did take that video or that photo. So it's hard finding that balance now. Like I want to be in the moment, but also I want to relive this moment later on. So it's just like you gotta figure out which ones are more worth it, right?
Look at this comment.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Matthew Briggs from Facebook says Urban Meyer greatest coach ever.
I didn't. Here we got a Florida fan. Yeah,
I'm not a Florida fan, so
go Gators, I guess.
Hey, he coached the Ohio State quarterback to a championship, right?
Yeah, I don't recall.
So,
dude, after he had the heart attack, Urban Meyer kind of went away in my eyes. Like I just don't remember him. I think there's like an alternate universe where it wasn't fake.
Yeah.
So like Ohio State never happened, Jaguars never happened, or whatever. And that's the kind of universe I would like to live in. I don't wish ill will on anybody, but I'm just saying if there was a way where Urban didn't happen, yeah, that would be nice.
Fortunately, we had Urban the year that we had the first overall pick, right? But it was a pick you couldn't mess up. Like nobody could mess up. Trevor Lawrence, great. Yeah. Any other year, I'm sure the guy would be probably bagging groceries over at Publix by now. But I gotta get that taste out of my mouth. Cool. So tight end room shakeup. We had the training camp dates, and so now we're gonna move on to the awesome articles. Do you want to start, or do you want me to take the lead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right, so I scoured the interwebs. Thank you, Al Gore, for a decent article. And so USA Today put out the 2023 NFL Power Rankings Training Camp Edition. So we're still a few weeks away from training camp. So it's like the way too early training camp NFL Power Rankings Edition. But I digress. We can all we can all agree on number one, right? It's the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just share this because of technology. Where is it at? There we go. Share and add to stream. There we go. All right, so here we go. We have the Kansas City Chiefs. So I think everyone is in agreement. They now have the best left tackle on planet Earth, right? They took our right tackle. But so that's a no-brainer. We'll move on. The Eagles, I don't know. I think they spelled Bulldogs wrong.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. They've lost a few key players, but I think their defense is just going to be ridiculous. Plus, Jalen Hurts, I think, is a legit quarterback. So I'm fine with that too.
I just want to say this real quick. Whatever. I know this is like, I mean, it sounds like an excuse, but it was raining, like pouring rain during the Jaguars Eagles game, so we didn't get to see like Trevor light it up. Instead we had to see Trevor drop it like 7 times.
Yeah,
and it was still a 1-point game.
Yeah, I was about to say it was still pretty close.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like that, I just think that, like, if the weather was different that day, like how different that score would be. I think we would have dominated.
Yeah, I agree. I think we would have definitely had a chance. So number 3, the Buffalo Bills. I agree. Josh Allen.
The team that Trevor beat.
Say again.
I said a team that we beat.
The team. Well,
yeah, another one.
Yeah.
Our Josh Allen is the better Josh Allen.
I agree.
And that's a fact. That's a fact.
That's a fact, Jack. No, I agree with this because Josh Allen, I think he is one of the better quarterbacks in the leagues. We've seen it. He's got the feet. He's got the arm strength. So I'm fine with that. On both sides of the ball, actually, the Bills are pretty good. The Bengals, Joey Burr, you can't go wrong with that. I agree with that. And then the offense is going to be crazy. Yeah. They got Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They're going to be crazy.
Yeah, they deserve that spot. They deserve to be higher, actually.
I would agree. I would probably flip-flop. I'd probably put them at 2, but it's tough because the AFC is just so loaded. So I think you kind of have to give Eagles the second just because the NFC is a lot weaker than what the AFC is producing. So
it looks like when people make these lists, they're worried about what the fans are going to say.
Yeah.
Like you could tell this guy's afraid of Eagles fans.
They're crazy. Let's to be fair.
Yeah, but even if you win, they still burn the city down.
That's true. That's true. Coming in at number 5 with the San Francisco 49ers, I think that's a no-brainer. Again, NFC's weak. I think is
there a quarterback again?
I would personally put them above the Eagles because that's a team that's just from top to bottom. They are one of the best.
I keep thinking Jimmy G's still there, but he's not.
No, he's a Raider now.
It's who's their quarterback again?
Brock Purdy, I think, is going to be their quarterback in the future. He's injured though, so there's a chance that he may not start, which will give Trey Lance an opportunity to maybe live up to his draft. I mean, we'll see. But I'm fine with them being at 5. Yeah, this one's interesting. Trey. Number 6, New York Jets. So the Jets, I get it. Aaron Rodgers, the guy's, as much as people don't like his personality, the guy can throw the pigskin. I mean,
I don't understand why people don't like his personality. I mean, I don't know.
He's not nice. He's not Tom Brady. He's not nice,
Oh yeah. He's yeah, but like that's 90% of us. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, but people don't like that. They don't want to idolize somebody who's real.
He's the same as you. It's like looking into a mirror.
Yeah. So I think this one, I think they might be a little bit too high. I know that their defense is pretty good, and so throwing Rodgers on there, I mean, gosh, who's their I can't remember who the wideouts are. I know they have a couple good wideouts. Their running game is pretty good. So I don't know. I think that might be a little high for me. The Cowboys is definitely way too high at number 7.
They got
people
Alan
keep talking
Lazard.
about how good. Say again.
Alan Lazard, Garrett Wilson, Randall Cobb.
Garrett Wilson, he's really good.
Yeah. They got McCole Hardman too.
Say again.
McCole Hardman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's not like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. That's
I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers, dude. Like, like last season for the Green Bay Packers, he said that he didn't have a lot of weapons there. And it seemed like it did look like that. It looked like the organization was just trying to, kind of gave up on him or something. I don't know. Like,
no, the organization and the Colts did this when they had Peyton Manning. They're like, well, the quarterback will make up for all of our horribleness on the offensive side. We're just going to invest on the defense. Yeah. Which I think I don't like that.
Yeah, me either. It's kind of like what the Titans are doing with Henry.
Which sucks.
We'll just put the whole team on his shoulder or whatever, and he'll carry us all the way. Like, come on, man. Be real.
So that's the Jets.
No, yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is good, but I mean, you got to have some talent, and there is a little bit for the Jets. They're gonna be good, but what is that, 6?
Yeah,
they're not gonna be 6 good.
Yeah, I don't think they're the 6th best team in the NFL, and that's what they're saying. And I think top 12 maybe with Aaron Rodgers there. But I wouldn't put them at 6 and 7. I think the Dallas Cowboys are just too high until they can prove that that they are a good football team. I think they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Their defense would carry them farther than they deserve.
Yes, but with Dak Prescott sucking, I mean,
right.
So, and especially now, it's a quarterback-driven league, offensive-driven league. If you don't have your quarterback figured out, I mean, you're not going to go very far. So I think that's a super high ranking for them. Yeah. The Chargers, I'm okay with. They have the talent. The injury bug kind of killed them last year. But I agree. Herbert, I think, is a legit quarterback. And then they just have names on both sides of the ball. So.
Yeah, I'd put them at 6.
They're pretty stacked. Yeah, I would move them up. The Dolphins, that's going off of – I don't like that ranking either.
Yeah, they should be higher.
I think I don't think Tua is it. I think he is Marcus Mariota 2.0. In fact, I think Marcus Mariota is better than Tua.
Unfortunately, man, it's just the injuries. It's just that. Like if he was a Terminator, if he got an exoskeleton like Wolverine or something, he'd be a lot better.
I don't know, man. I still just don't think he has it. Like I think even if he had a clean bill of health, I still don't think he would have been it.
No. I'm saying like the level that he can attain when he is healthy is good enough for the Dolphins to at least win their division and make the playoffs.
Maybe, but I don't think it's 9.
But the fact that he wouldn't or couldn't stay healthy,
right.
That's not his fault or whatever. But I'm just saying if he was healthy, that team is nasty on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of potential. But again, it's another one like the Cowboys. Like you say you've got the talent, but you haven't put it together yet. Until they prove me wrong, like until they can put it all together on the field, like this is giving them benefit of the doubt, which kind of like the Cowboys. I don't think they
no. Like Dak plays a whole season. Like Tua, doesn't or whatever. A lot of the times, and that just like your whole football operation falls apart as soon as the quarterback goes down.
Yeah. But that's like look at the 49ers. Their quarterback goes down every year, but they still,
and then they had undiscovered talent in Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like Jimmy G.
The Dolphins have a good team, but how good is that team if once the quarterback goes down, they can't salvage the season.
You put Fitzmagic at the head of that team, and they make the playoffs.
You put Fitzmagic at the head of any team, they're gonna make the playoffs. That guy is my idol, my unicorn idol. That delicious beard of his. I miss Fitzmagic.
Yeah, me too.
So after number 9, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Bro, we
Here we
should
go.
be
I'll just
way
read off what
higher.
they say. Doug Peterson deserved Coach of the Year consideration for the ways in which he and his staff got the Jaguars on good foot after the Urban Meyer disaster of 21. The Jags finished the regular season 9-8-1 record, won the AFC South, such as it was, and made the playoffs for the first time since the what? We didn't finish 9-8-1. Finished the regular season 9-8. There's only 17 games. USA Today, daggum. Won the AFC South, such as what I made the playoffs for the first time since 2017. Peterson is a great young quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, and there's talent backed up just about everywhere on the roster. Perhaps 23 is the year which Peterson takes another surprise team to Super Bowl win, as he did with the 2017 Eagles. So there's honestly not a whole lot of substance there on why he thinks they're number 10, other than the record and Doug Peterson.
Yeah, he's definitely just judging us by the record. Because if you scroll up, like we'd be like, team the Jaguars beat, team the Jaguars beat, team the Jaguars beat.
Yeah, which, to be fair, you can't really go off of that, because 2 years ago when we were just awful, we beat the Bills. Like, we spanked the Bills. We had no reason to. Like, we shouldn't have, but we did.
Because Josh Allen for the Jaguars is the better Josh Allen.
It's true. That's true.
And that is the only reason we ever need.
But here at number 10, I personally, I think, like, it's fair. It's a fair ranking, because I kind of like what I've been saying about the Dolphins and what I've been saying about the Cowboys. Like, you need to prove it to me, right? We did it. Like, we did it last year. We did it in 2017 as well, and then 2018 we tanked, right? So I think 10 is a good spot. I think we're better than 10, but I think to put us ranked at number 10, I think that's giving us the benefit of the doubt still. So I think it's a good spot. I think by the end of the year, we'll be number 1, hoisting that Lombardi.
I just hate the fake, like, I mean, there's teams that are higher than us on this list that haven't made the playoffs. Like, didn't make the playoffs last year. And it's like, you give the Jaguars all this credit or whatever, but then you drop them down, like, to where they're the Jaguars of the past still. I mean, they're not.
But that's what this year is. We have to prove that this year,
We already proved it. If you go to the playoffs or whatever, like, you proved it.
Yeah, but 2017, but like, again, 2017,
I was like,
playoffs.
The only thing it was like we had to prove now is, like, can you do it consistently?
Exactly. And that's what they're looking for. If they truly wanted to go off the Jaguars of the past, they would have put us at 22. But I think 10's a fair spot for us right now. So, and then we'll just scroll through fast. Baltimore Ravens, I think that's fine. When he's injured after week 4, they'll be number 25 or something. Vikings, good spot. Kirk Cousins, I think, is super underrated. Seahawks, now that I think is giving them the benefit of the doubt, but we'll see.
That wide receiving core is amazing. If Drew Lock,
it is, but we'll see if Geno Smith can carry on, and do another again, do it again.
Yeah, Geno or Drew, depending on which one.
Well, Geno had a great year last year, and they re-signed him to a long-term contract, so he's their guy.
Yeah, but that wide receiving group is just insane.
They are, yeah. The Lions, I think they should be higher, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Giants as well. I think both of these teams should be up above a couple of those teams. The Browns, I have I don't know why they're even in the NFL still, but the Panthers, I don't get that either. They don't have a team. They don't have a team. Like, yeah, they drafted the number 1 overall pick, but they don't have a team.
They're taking for what's his name? Cam Brewer.
Oh, I don't know. I know the Jaguars, or not Jaguars, the Florida State Seminoles defensive player is projected to go number 1 overall next year. Just saying.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Steelers should be higher. They have a quarterback. Kenny Pickett's not a top 5 quarterback, but the guy's serviceable, and they have a good team and a good coach. This is such a weird list. I don't know. The Saints, the Bucks, the Pats, Commanders. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen a second AFC South team, and we're already at number 23.
Yeah.
24, 25, 26, 20. We don't see another AFC South team until the Tennessee Titans at 27.
Caleb Williams is who I was thinking of. They're the
the
Panthers.
quarterback from USC.
The Panthers are tanking for Caleb.
Oh, they already tanked for.
Oh yeah, they got Bryce.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like a defensive player probably go first, but.
Oh wait. So probably like the Buccaneers or the Cardinals are going to be tanking for Caleb, right?
Probably. Yeah. You never want to count a team out when Derek Carr's not on the roster, but the Titans absolutely fell flat last season. Yeah. So.
I hate what the offseason. I said I hate what the offseason does to my brain, dude. It's like I just forget everybody. Football's not on. I'm not right.
See, the only reason I'm like still like my brain is still cooking with football is because I collect sports cards, so it's like I constantly am watching every sport all the time to see the value of my collection. So 28, the Colts. I think they're better than the Titans.
Yeah, for sure.
Then the Broncos at 29, the Texans at 30. That's being friendly. Raiders at 31 and the Cards at 32.
No, that seems about right. Well, Jimmy G went to he went to the Raiders, right? Or remember that situation that happened?
What?
With Jimmy, like they don't know if the I never got the end of that story.
Sorry, Jimmy G's their starter.
Sorry, I talk about the Jaguars and pretty much nothing else.
No, the Jimmy G is the starter for the Raiders.
So health update on Jimmy Garoppolo, and that was a day ago. I guess he's fine now.
Yeah, eat your heart out.
So he had some sort of foot injury, and that was it was the physical. It was the physical that they didn't know that if he was gonna like get through it or something like that, because he just had an injury, he had surgery or something like that on his foot. So yeah, they're concerned about that, but apparently everything's fine now, and he's working through the injury to be the official starter for the Raiders.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, them being there with that sort of question hanging over their starting quarterback, I mean, it makes sense.
So sitting here at 30, I have the Texans. I just want, I wish VT was here, because VT thinks they're going to be competing for a playoff spot. He is the only one on planet Earth that thinks that.
Yeah.
No one else in this world thinks that the Houston Texans will be competing. Like
it's just like they're in our division, and yeah, like I just can't name one of their wide receivers. So it's, even if Stroud turns out to be who they think he is, like who is he throwing to?
Mechie. But yeah, it's a bunch of it's like when we had Cecil Shorts and all those guys, like.
And they make fun of us for having Calvin Ridley and thinking that he's going to be, doing something in the NFL, like again, with the Jaguars, like after not playing for so long. But it's like, I would rather have Calvin Ridley than whoever you got, and that's for like any of the other teams. I think Calvin Ridley is going to be the best wide receiver in the division.
I sure hope so.
I mean, that's just based off of factors of what I've seen in him, whatever, throughout his entire career, and then through what happened at like OTAs. Like he doesn't seem like he's missed a step. And there's a lot of other NFL players that are at his position that like Jamal Agnew, for instance, who sees that as well. So it's like, I'm not gonna listen to somebody who was like doesn't have any good wide receivers on their team to tell us that Calvin Ridley is not going to be good, because they would trade any of them for Calvin Ridley in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, show.
All right, so that's USA Today and how they rank the teams going into training camps. Jaguars at 10, most importantly, and then the rest of the division down there at the bottom, which is how I like to see it. But we'll see how it all plays out. One injury to any of the teams really, and that can derail an entire season. So the next story that we cooked up, or found someone else had cooked up. This was one found by Cody.
Yeah.
Go ahead and share this real quick. Where is it? Okay. Take it away, Cody.
So here we go with prepare to be outraged. These NFL fan rankings are a disgrace, even we admit it. Oops. We rank the best and worst fan bases in the NFL. Cleveland Brown fans are the best. No one said these rankings were good. Now, it's off of a tier system. In each tier, there are 3 teams. So, Jaguar
I've got it up on the screen.
Yeah, I know. But Jaguar fans, like, I'm thinking that, man, we're tier 3, maybe, something like that. You know, we're going to be up there, right? No, we're in tier, what was it, 7? Tier 7.
Pool or the pond.
So Jaguars admittedly should be higher. When I worked in Jacksonville, found them to be some of the best fans in the league. I hate how they placate us. Like, you disrespected us by putting us this low in your list, and then you're still like apologizing. You're some of the best fans in the world. I know, it's okay. You know, I hate when people do that. But he goes on to say, but you can't have a pool or a sauna, whatever the hell that is in the stadium. It is a heated pool. That is not hard to understand. A sauna is not, you know, it's anyway. I just this got on my nerves. So the list was correct. That's not cool at all. Pools and saunas should only be inside my house. Like, he's making one of those, you know, terrible dad jokes. And it's just, you know, it doesn't land. And that sucks. You know, some people aren't meant to write jokes.
Well, it makes no sense because he's writing a story on the fans, right, not on the amenities of the stadium.
And I think, like, because he was, and this is what I was saying earlier with the list, with your list, is that the Eagles were number 2, because I think the person writing that were like scared of Eagle fans. I think the person writing this, like, has respect for the Jaguar fans and knows what the Jaguar fan base can do and how we could be, especially on Twitter. So yeah, he like takes a shot, but not really. You know what I mean?
Right.
So after that, and this is one of my favorite ones. After the Jaguars, who are the team in the same tier is us, and that's tier 7, are the Titans. And he says, meh. Which I would agree. I met some Titan fans, and they're cool. The ones that I have met, whatever, the ones that I do know, they're good people. But their fan base as a whole, y'all ain't traveling. Y'all ain't out there. I don't see Titans fans jerseys like when I go somewhere. Like, people talk about Derrick Henry, and if it wasn't for Derrick Henry, like, nobody would even know who the Titans were. And that's something y'all's fan base have done. Because y'all got to go out there and represent, and y'all just don't. So, meh. Tier 10, Texans. Has anyone seen a Texans fan outside of their natural habitat? No, me neither. Now, admittedly, Houston does have an amazing culture. And I seen Paul Wall with a Texans jersey. I seen Lil Kiki with a Texans jersey. Bun B with a Texans jersey. There's a lot of people that have that, but they are from Houston. So again, their fan base just doesn't seem to come over very well. Even when we host them at the bank, I don't see a lot of Texans jerseys in there. So I would agree with this, because I think all the Texans fans that, you know, are loyal, who are loyal, stayed Cowboys fans.
Where are the Colts?
The Colts are up.
I'm trying to find the Colts.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up now.
Oh, there they are. They're in 6.
They're one above us. Colts, loud stadium, but fans are a tad front runnery. This guy's a journalist.
I don't know if he really is a journalist because this has been one of the hardest to read articles I've ever seen in my life. This is USA Today.
Yeah, loud stadium, but fans are a tad front runnery. I think what he means by that is
fair weather fans.
Yeah, like they have some Super Bowls, they have some history there. So, the Colts fans are Peyton Manning. They have Peyton Manning jerseys. They have Pat McAfee jerseys. They have Marvin Harrison jerseys. So, yeah, I mean, I get that. If your team has a lot of history of, especially like recent, that's sort of recent. This side of the millennium.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if that was the case, like a lot of these other teams too wouldn't be so high anyway.
Yeah, that was a poorly written article.
Like Colts fans in general, to me, and whatever they do seem to like bring up, the past.
I mean, if I were a Jaguars fan, I'd shove it in everybody else's face that we're the only one with a freaking Super Bowl win. Talk about all you want that it was years ago. Nobody else has one.
Yeah, but you gotta dust it off like every time.
At least they got something to dust off.
You know what?
I'm not trying to say I'm a Colts fan, but
all I'm saying is like future, having like optimism for the future, having your team going in the right direction to get a Super Bowl is better than having one like way back when. Yeah. Like we're all fighting for one like at the moment or whatever. So it's just like whatever happened, if it was a season ago, yeah, like talk about it. If it was 2 seasons ago, yeah, talk about it. But it happened like around the same time Tim Tebow was at Florida. I mean, like it's just like, yeah, it's been a long time. It's recent enough to where like you could still have the jerseys of those players or whatever, and it still be kind of cool. But it's forever ago if you're trying to like, trash talk about it, like trash talk another team about it, because your team used to win Super Bowls, but they're not going to now. And that's what matters. I think that the Jaguars are closer to winning, potentially. Like if you would rank who would win the Super Bowl first in our division, I would say the Jaguars at the moment.
Oh, 100%. Right. Yeah. But if the Jaguars, so for me personally, like if the Jaguars had won from when I was aware and cognizant of sports, right, I would boast that and shove it down everybody else's team until the day I die. Now, if it was like a Super Bowl that, say the Jaguars were around since, the 40s or whatever, if it was a Super Bowl that we won, in the 70s or 80s, yeah, no, I mean, I'd bring it up, but it's not something I'd be like, I didn't get to live through it. Now, if it's something I'd lived through, yeah, I'm going to shove it down your face every day. Like at the end of the day, we have a Super Bowl. I watched it on TV and you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as we want to say y'all can't say nothing, they can. And again, I'm not a Jaguars fan. I ain't a Colts fan.
Yeah, they can say something to you. They don't talk to me. Don't say that to me.
I mean, at the end of the day, what do we get? What do we say?
I'll hurt your feelings.
It's old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's the biggest comeback we have to them having a trophy in their case. We don't even have a case to put anything in. You know what I'm saying? Like
that Super Bowl is so old or whatever. It might as well like not even bring it up. Let me be honest. Because it doesn't. Well, I'm just saying it doesn't matter now because like the Super Bowl winning team is gone bye. Like you're not even a playoff team. Like your Super Bowl is old as the quarterbacks you were trotting out.
Yeah. I mean, we can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, they win because they have the Super Bowl. We don't.
And if I mean, for instance, like Georgia won the national championship like two times back to back or whatever. Feels good, feels great, and I could talk about it now, right? But Tennessee Volunteer fans, or whatever, like they were talking about how they won a national championship back when Peyton was around. It's like, the old adage. And it's just like, it didn't hold any value, any weight, because Tennessee wasn't a currently winning, football school. So that's how I feel about like Colts, like when they bring it up. Remember when back in my day, we used to win.
2007.
Back in my day, we used to win Super Bowl. Back in 2007, I was listening to Fall Out Boy.
Hey, you leave Fall Out Boy out of this. They have nothing to do with this.
Colts are nerds.
What's up, Josh? Josh from Facebook says Colts fans are nerds. Ugliest uniforms in the division and worst team in the division. I believe you mixed the Titans and there as well. But yes, Josh Allen, the real Josh Allen, please stand up. The best Josh Allen.
Yeah, I just realized their uniform is basically just the Giants.
Just look at Josh. We're going down
swinging.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes. You leave my Fall Out Boys out of this.
That's what I'm saying, man. Their Super Bowl came from a time where people were still like emos, like with the haircuts, like scene girls and stuff like that.
I was out of high school, so you're making me sound like an old man.
And those women, God bless them, they're older now and they have children and they look back on that stuff and they kind of cringe. You know what I mean? So if you bring up a Super Bowl from around that time, that old emo chicks are cringing at their past selves, like it should feel the same way. You should kind of cringe about it.
Well, all that matters is Jacksonville Jaguars come next year will be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy.
Right. You
heard it here first. I'm sure other people said it too, but
yeah, you heard it here like 31st. The iPhone didn't exist last time the Colts won the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. The Motorola Razr. People still had the flip phone.
Or hold on, let me check my beeper.
I miss those, dude, because you used to you're talking to somebody, you're mad or whatever, you used to clap them.
I mean, they still have them.
But now, like when you're mad, you gotta
the Samsung Blackjack, or the
Blueberry,
Blackberry.
Yeah, the Blackberry.
Man.
I had the ghetto one. I had the bootleg one.
Yeah. You mean Blackberry? Nope. No, I said what I meant, and I meant what I said.
I know what I said. Yeah, I didn't like that one, even though it had all the keys and stuff like that. Like, again, just like I used to clap the hell out of my phone, dude.
Blueberry was the Kmart brand. What do they both have in common? They're no longer in business.
Yeah, dude. I miss Kmart, man. It was easy to steal from there.
We'll go ahead and make sure we edit that out of here.
I didn't steal from Kmart.
Well, we're running on 49 minutes. Again, guys, we don't have a whole lot to talk about for some reason in the off season, and yet we ramble on for about 50 minutes. RIP Blue Light Specials. I do miss me some Kmart, but so we have a lot of fun things going on. If you've been paying attention to the network, the AFC South Fan Battle podcast, the main podcast for the network, had a really awesome show this past week on Sunday. We had a radio host from Jacksonville, the main sports radio station from Jacksonville, that heads the Jaguars show that airs every day on the radio. He came on and did an awesome show with the crew. I do recommend going to fanbattlesports.com, and you can find the link there to watch it or listen to it, whichever you prefer. It's really great content. I am biased, obviously, but I do think it was a really good show. Also, since Cody Cold over here made a great connection with him, we will be having him on the Jaguars Fan Battle podcast here in the future, most likely next week. But keep an eye out on our socials. We'll be putting some ads, some flyers out about the exact date and time that we'll have him on. And we'd love for people to send in some questions that you'd like for us to ask him. And it'll be a good time. I think it'll be next week, but we'll verify. We'll verify before then. But again, check out all our socials. You can go to fanbattlesports.com. It's the mothership for the Jaguars fan battle. There you'll find articles not from just our team, but also from all other teams across the AFC South division. Of course, ours will be the best. The others are mid, as the kids would say these days. But you can find the shows, you can find podcasts, articles, really neat stuff. If you want to banter back and forth with VT about the Houston Texans, he's all for that. And then also, of course, find us on all our socials. Just look at Jaguars fan battle. We're on all of them except Threads. Yet. So, Cody, where can we find you when you're not Robin Kmart?
At Cody Cold Gaming. On Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook.
You can find
TikTok.
Me at Matthew G Sports on Twitter, and all of the socials, including Truth Social. We're gonna lose some followers for that.
I don't know what that is.
That's you'll have to look it up.
Oh, is that that's the Trump one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I downloaded the app, but I don't know if I've ever actually opened it. But no, find me Matthew G Sports. All the socials. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Really means a lot to us. Please like, share, comment, and tell everyone about it, so we can become the most famous people on planet Earth. Again, thanks for swinging by. Go Jags!
Duval!